Good evening, everyone. It's Chris Wall here from Koi Wholesale and Koi Talk. Hope we're all doing well. I'm riding solo tonight, so yeah, bear with me. I've got main man Steve in the background. Hopefully, if anything goes wrong, yeah, we'll be able to sort it out, I think, quickly on our feet. So we've got quite a lot to get through tonight. We're going to call these the Sakai Power Rounds this evening. So we've got all the listings, the Tosai listings that you've seen. These are fish that any other year, I guarantee you, we would be keeping to grow on, such as the caliber and the quality. But this year, due to space and abundance of high quality fish, yeah, we're releasing them, and also gives people an option of attaining fish that perhaps you're not going to see in dealerships around the UK. So yeah, super excited to see how these go down. I don't think from a price point of view, something like this has been done with small Sakai fish before. Obviously, I'll be corrected on that if anyone else can tell me otherwise, but small high quality fish from Sakai Fish Farm is not something that you easily come across. These were a bit of a dogfight to get hold of at a Narita event earlier on in the year, and yeah, we're super happy with their progress thus far. Just sort of qualities that you want to see from this type of farm. Quick mention before we get underway: the Takano Sankey event at the weekend. Yeah, wow, what a turnout, what an event. Feedback has been absolutely immense. So thank you to everyone for your support on that. So much work goes on behind the scenes to put on events like that, and to get good feedback and nothing but positivity from everyone was just fantastic. So massive thanks to everyone who supported that. For those of you that haven't bid before or got involved in the auctions, everyone's welcome. Anyone can bid. Just keep in mind that your winning bid is subject to VAT and a 10% dealer handling fee. More details can be found on the T's and C's section on the website along the bottom of the screen at the moment. So we've also got a new feature tonight. Check it out. A timer. So these are going to be 5-minute rounds, and when we're into the last minute, this is going to go live. So everyone is informed as to how long we've got left. So I will have to call what's on the screen. So any sort of bids that come in after the timer has gone down will be, yeah, not registered, I'm afraid. So if there's lags or anything like that, then yeah, just bear with us. So we've got quite a lot to get through tonight. So let's get it rocking and rolling. Where are we at? Yeah, little ninja. Again, Sakai Fish Farm. Let's get the 5 minutes started now, guys. So these are all going to be 5-minute rounds. Standout feature, that Benny plate. Wow, look at that. Look how bright it is. Skin quality is just immense. We're looking for 100 quid to get us started on this one, guys. So if anyone's involved, please let us know. 16 cm, so prime little size for sticking in a small grow-on tank. See the Sumi's just sat underneath that skin. You know, there's no real question mark as to whether that's going to be an issue moving forward. Super intricate sort of Benny pattern that just sort of meanders through the fish. Yeah, that intensity of Benny for a small size is just, yeah, insane. So plenty of development to go over this one. Marcus, lovely to meet you at the weekend, mate. Straight in with a bid of 100. So we're looking for bids of £5 increments. So we're looking for 105. Let's get the video playing. There we go. Again, when we were doing this, the lighting was absolutely dreadful. Always seems to be the way when we're trying to do small fish, but hopefully you get the idea with this. Nice Benny placement right between the eyes. Sumi just sat underneath the skin. Nice fish, easy fish to read. Super white nose and just that nice touch of white to finish the fish off as well. But again, the Sumi is going to be the real game changer with this fish. So yeah, it's an exciting prospect, something that you can't see in the picture or the video, but I think we're going to get a little bit of tajima in the fins, which is this black striped effect. So again, just adding that extra bit of harmony. So yeah, all in all, pretty wild little fish, to be honest with you. Type of fish that when we started offering them up, yeah, scratching my head a little bit, because I know what can be unleashed when you stick these fish in the right environment. And for those of you that are at the Takano event at the weekend, very strong Sakai influence from his fish. Imagine having 100% Sakai influence for the body and the characteristics that the farm produces with ease every year. So yeah, super opportunity. Yeah, £110 if it goes for sort of in and around this region. I think moving forward in 18 months time, it's going to look like an absolute bargain. So yeah, super little fish. I'm keeping an eye on things, because I've got to keep my eye on the timer on the phone, and then hopefully the timer on the screen will work. So we're currently sat at £110. So we're looking for 115 to keep this one going. Let's get the video playing. Again, quite an easy fish to read, and as that body mass starts to improve, as I always say, those white windows are going to just frame that Benny pattern a little bit more. Really nice, nicely spaced out sumi placement. Yeah, all in all, yeah, super little fish. White skin as well. A lot of people were referring to the fish at the weekend with regards to the white skin. Yeah, all important factor when you're looking at Go Sankey. Obviously, everyone always looks at the sumi, at the Benny, but you cannot have high quality fish Sankey without Go Sankey without super white Shiroji. So we're coming up to 20 seconds before I get the timer going. It's quite exciting for me. First time we're using it live. Hopefully it goes according to plan. So we're looking for 115 to keep this one alive. If anyone's still involved, please let us know. Here we go. All right, let's see if I can switch this over. Wow, check it out. So we're into the last 50 odd seconds. Looking for 115 to keep this one alive, guys. Yeah, I think in terms of a growing project, yeah, it's a winner, this one. So yeah, if we're involved, please bear in mind any lagging or anything like that. Try not to leave it right till the last minute, because I will be calling the highest bid on the screen when the timer is up. So 30 seconds left, guys. Anyone gonna up this by a fiver? 115 quid for fairly promising Sakai Sankey. Yeah, it's got to be worth 115 quid of anyone's money. So we're into the last 10 seconds. Looks like Marcus is going to add another exciting fish to his collection. 110. Currently sat at 110. Sold. Sold for 110, Marcus. No one else came in there, buddy. So we'll take your first bid of 110. See quite a few bids coming in after that. Yeah, I've got to call what's on the screen, guys. So yeah, Marcus, fair play. Another great fish to add to the collection. What we got next? Oh yeah, that's my job, isn't it? Yeah, sorry. Right, where are we? Oh yeah. Yeah, got a bit of a soft spot for this fish. Even at small size, you sort of see that body structure, the size of that head. Let's get the timer going again. So 5 minutes are going. Nice bit of Subo sumi. So this sumi that sat under the white skin, yeah, just sat really nicely proportioned underneath the skin. For me, that's just a matter of time for that to come through. It's not a risk of any degree. Nice to have a bit of quirkiness on the pattern as well. That sort of masked head pattern. Sometimes Sankey can be a little bit conformative, you know, a little bit sort of one dimension. I think someone said to me at the weekend, which I think described it quite well. You know, having that degree of character on the face is just a nice addition for some people. Still a very young fish. So I expect the Shiroji to improve with time. That's again quite a normal characteristic of young fish, particularly the young Sankey that we've had from Sakai this year. Is sort of this Sashi line is no real issues moving forward. It stretches into the Shiroji quite well, into the Benny quite well. So yeah, for me, yeah, super little fish. Let's see if we could get the video playing. One that I thought I had a few messages about as well. Sort of seeing that skin quality a little bit better in the video. Always seems to be the way, just where you get that light sort of bouncing off the fish in different areas. That's why we always try and do videos with the fish as well. It gives a bit more of a truer reflection. But again, you see that light really causing havoc that day again. So yeah, super fish. The Sumi is going to transform this one. And it's going to add a lot more harmony to the pattern. That final Dan, although it being on one side, it is absolutely critical to the balance of this fish. So yeah, obviously as the fish gains in size and mass, all these areas are going to be pulled into the right directions. And yeah, for me, super fish. Look at the head structure for a small fish as well. That's one thing that was quite, yeah, for me, that just says, yeah, feed me, grow me. Big wide mouth, long head, nice distance between the eyes, long gill plates as well. So we've got that deep U shape behind the head. Again, that's always a nice characteristic to see. Good proportion, good finish. Yeah, all in all, for me, a type of fish that I would be looking to, yeah, stick some weight on. And yeah, if it sort of stays hovering in and around this price, yeah, someone's in for a bit of a bargain there. So yeah, £105 currently with Michael Thompson. We're looking for 110 to keep this one going. We've got 2 minutes left. So again, just to reiterate to everyone, please don't leave it till the very last minute, because it might take a bit of time after the clock's gone on the screen for the bid to register. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you don't want to miss out. So totally understand why everyone leaves it to the last minute, but not too last minute, guys. So yeah, got a minute and a half left on this one. Let's get that video playing again. Again, you just see that Sumi sat underneath the skin. Again, Shiroji quality for a young fish. Excellent. Really good quality. And that head structure as well. Structure in general of the fish is excellent. So we're coming up to a minute left. So let's get the timer up on screen. Wow, check this out. Look how smooth this is. Steve, 1970, back in with 110. So we're looking for 115 to keep this one going. Anyone, 115? There we go. A couple of comments there about the lagging. Obviously, that's something out of my control. So yeah, just keep aware. It seems to be that Facebook is normally the most reliable platform. So yeah. 30 seconds left. Currently with Steve, 1970 at 110. Yeah, what a fish for that sort of price if it goes for anywhere near that sort of price point. Yeah, exceptional little piece. So 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. Try not to leave it right to the last minute. Currently sat at £110 with Steve, 1970. Looks like he's going to take it. Sold to Steve for £110. That, my friend, is a little weapon. I really like that fish. I should mention as well, any winning bids, please get in contact with myself with the details along the bottom of the screen. Be much appreciated. Just helps us keep the system a bit smooth. So, two cracking little fish already. cracking little prices as well. Next up, LA019C. Yeah, 50 quid starting bid. That's nuts. So with this one, a bit more of a strip back, almost, yeah. Sumi style is a bit more prominent on this fish. You got that big kata mark on the shoulder. So this is that Sumi marking across the shoulder. It's quite prominent on, you know, with the big show fish. It's a pattern criteria that, albeit it's not a prerequisite for Sankey, it's just a nice pattern feature to have that sat on the shoulder there, and that's quite prominent on this fish. Nice white skin. Again, the Sumi is going to transform this fish. You see the quality at the front on that kata mark, and I expect that to be indicative of what's going to happen to the rest of the Sumi on the fish. So Dave, how are we doing, Dave? We're going to start this at 50 quid, and timer's already going. We're down to 4 minutes already. We're going fast and furious tonight. Hope we don't get any copyright infringements for saying that, but yeah, it's done now. Let's get that video playing. Again, young fish. You know, it's got that young, youthful characteristic in the skin, but Benny quality, Sumi quality, really good, even at a small size. Then you got this Sakai genetics sat nestled in and amongst all of it. So yeah, for sort of a £50 starting bid, yeah, it's a bit of a no-brainer, this one. Super busy as small fish when they go into the bowls. It's hard to keep up with them sometimes, but yeah, super fish. Nice bright Shiroji. Again, got that slight hue to the skin. For me, again, this is just characteristic of young fish. We've seen it quite a lot with this Sakai batch and Dainichi batch as well, just where they are particularly young fish. This is just where the Benny is receding into the skin. So yeah, moving forward, quite a bright future for this fish, in all honesty with you. Potential growth size, I mean, it's kept up with its siblings. They're all in the sort of region of, you know, 16 to 18 centimeters. So yeah, with that in mind, I don't really have any issues in saying that it's going to kick on, achieve some decent size in the right environment. So where are we at the moment? 65 quid. Anyone got 70 for us to keep this one going? Well, let's see if we could get that video playing again. Just bear with me tonight, guys, because I've got quite a lot firing in at me and trying some new features. So yeah, if I pause for a moment, it's just where I'm sort of gathering my thoughts and making sure I'm not going insane. So yeah, super little skin. Yeah, what's not to like for that sort of price point? Dave back in with 70 quid. Alan, Marcus, few of you involved now in this one. So we've got just over a minute and 45 seconds left on this one. I feel like I can't say what I want to say, but I've got a clear picture on this one. I got quite a lot of stick at the weekend for saying that. So yeah, a few people suggesting we get some mugs and t-shirts made up with that slogan on the back. So yeah, I popped it in the suggestion box. Marcus, feeling the love for this one, 80 quid. Picked up some cracking fish at the weekend. We're moving into, I don't know, what I call this, the danger zone, the last minute. Let's get the minute up on the screen. There we go. So 60 seconds left, guys. For anyone that's still involved, we're currently sat at 80 quid with Marcus. Any advances on £80? Again, just keep in mind any lagging issues. Dave back in with 85. Looking for 90 to keep this one alive, or keep in mind last minute.comers if you want to put something a little bit bigger in to avoid it. Any last second disappointment. So again, Alan there, already got 85 on the screen. So we've got 15 seconds left. Moving into 10 seconds. Anyone going to take this from Dave? Currently sat at £85. Last 5 seconds. Currently sat at 85. Sold to Dave for £85. Well done, Dave. Yeah, great little piece that. Something that we're quite excited to do is sort of make these this sort of caliber of fish quite attainable as well. So yeah, super fish. But again, follow the details along the bottom of the screen, and yeah, we'll put you in touch with the dealer of your choice. Trying not to race through these, but yeah, we're on to the next one already. Time has started. Tancho Sankey, 16 cm. Photo is a little bit underdeveloped, underexposed, this one. So I think the video is probably going to do this one a bit more justice. Starting bid of just 50 quid. Let's see if the video does this one a little bit more justice. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. So again, Tancho Sankey from Sakai Fish Farm, not something you're going to pick up in the shops every day of the week from this sort of price point. Sumi wise, still plenty to happen. It's all, again, quite an obvious fish to read in terms of pattern, orientation. You see the Sumi sat underneath the skin there. So yeah, there's no real hesitation in saying that it's moving in the right direction. Colin, how we doing, mate? Feeling perky after Spurs finally grabbed a win. I can't even talk about football at the moment, actually. Although congratulations to Luton Town, my home club. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I think they are going to be a lot of laughs at Kenny Road next season. Just seeing Pep Guardiola in the dugout is going to be a sight to behold. So yeah. Currently sat with Colin at 80 quid. Yeah, fair enough. Currently sat with Colin at 80 quid. So any advances on 80, sort of perfect little grow on project, really. Paul Beasley, how are we doing, Paul? 85. So we're looking for 90 to keep this one going. Tancho Sankey this year, I don't know what it is about them, but the demand for them has been pretty mad. So normally Tancho Kahaku, Tancho Showa, always something that people request. But yeah, this year it's the turn of Tancho Sankey for some reason. So just the way it goes in cycles sometimes. I say to a lot of people, it's a bit like fashion sometimes. What's popular one year might be out of vogue the next season or whatever. A couple of years gone by, it was Goshki. This year, Goshki, not so much. So yeah, if we could second guess everyone's tastes, yeah, we'd be a lot more successful. That's why we try and offer quite a bit of selection, to be fair. That is the reasoning behind that, because you never know what people are going to be swayed by. So we're currently sat with Colin again at 90 quid. Looks like this one's heading towards Bedfordshire at this rate. And we're moving into final couple of minutes with this one. Few of you interested in this one. Currently sat at 95. We're busy sort of thinking about plans already from the event at the weekend as to how we can roll out the next one. Yeah, it's such a great support for the event that, yeah, it would be crazy of us not to think about doing something again in the not too distant future. So watch this space. You guys will be the first to know about it. So Phil Dyke, how are we doing, Phil? Had a few fish off of us over the last sort of few months. in with £105. We're moving into countdown time. Let's get there we go. A minute running. So currently sat with Phil Dyke at £105. Collins out, no problem, buddy. No issues at all. So it looks like Phil's on his own with this one at the moment, 105. Again, just I keep saying it. I know it's probably getting boring, but just keep in mind we are having multiple bids come in after the time has gone. I know some of that will be a lagging issue, and some of that will just be, sort of chancing things. So if you're up to speed with us, then make sure your bids come in on time. Moving into the last 15 seconds. Looks like Phil's going to take this one. Alan again, 105. We've already got Alan 110. Last 5 seconds coming up. Looks like Alan's going to take this one for 110, unless anything changes. I make that sold to Alan for 110. I'm just looking at Steve. Yeah, Alan. Yeah, Alan on my screen there. Yeah, no problem. Again, just bear with us. There's two of us sort of keeping our eyes across everything. So yeah, great little fish. Again, apologies for the speed. We've got a lot to go through tonight. Let's get that timer started again. 5 minutes is on the clock. 16 cm, another Sankey. Well, they're all Sankey. I don't know why I said that. It's Sakai. Sankey Madness night. So yeah, it'd be odd to have anything other than that. So we've got an opening bid from Paul, £50. So we're looking for £5 bid increments on these. Yeah, again, that prominence of the Sumi and the Benny quality, even for quite a young fish, is quite impressive. In terms of body line for the size of the fish, good head proportions, good fin proportions. Again, size is probably going to be this fish's friend. That white framing becomes far more apparent as the body mass increases. I think you're probably going to get a break between the Benny plates as well. And again, to the right of that first down of Benny, I think that's going to become isolated as well. So you're going to have a bit more definition in the Benny pattern as well. At the moment, a lot of you would have seen the Tosai from the Takano event, and a lot of people were commenting on how cluttered the Sankey look when they're quite small. Now, if ever there were a good example of how to read Sankey moving forward, you just got to look at some of the Tosai images to the Jumbo Tosai and how much they changed. That was one of the massive things. Other than Jesus, how much are these grown? One of the main things was, wow, I did not anticipate how the pigment was going to be moved and it was going to transform the image of the fish in such a small amount of time. So yeah, it's I think this one, although it looks a little bit heavy as a small fish, like I say, size is going to be to its advantage. So if we get the video playing, see what I mean about that sort of second step, that small island of Benny to the right of the fish as you look at it. It's going to be quite an important feature as the fish gets bigger and that area becomes a bit more visible. Sumi quality, there's no sort of question marks about it. It's one of Sakai's characteristics. Sumi quality. He's even at a young age, quite easy, quite dependent, which is what makes them quite a sought after variety from sought after variety from this farm. Currently sat at 80 quid, so we're looking for 85 to keep this one alive. We've got 2 minutes left on this one. Still lots of fish to come this evening. If anyone's got any advances, then please let us know. Had a few messages earlier saying there's about a 15-second lag on YouTube. Hopefully we're up to speed or thereabouts in short amount of time. Like we always say every week, Facebook tends to be the more up-to-date platform. Why, I don't know. It's way over my head. So yeah, but that seems to be the case week in, week out. So Marcus, feeling in love for this. I think probably having seen the fish at the weekend and the way the fish transform with that sort of cluttered style pattern with a bit of size on them. Now you've got lots of plans moving forward, Marcus, for growing the fish. I think got the digger out over the weekend as well. So yeah, currently sat at 85. We're going to get the timer up and running. Got a minute left on this one. Hopefully the timer is a nice addition for everyone. I know it's difficult when we're just trying to call it and we're looking at our phones. So we're looking to improve how things flow. So we've got 30 odd seconds left, currently sat with Marcus at 85. If we've got any advances, then please let us know. Again, just keep in mind we will be calling the price on the screen. So yeah, currently sat at 85 with Marcus, 20 seconds left. I think this will be maybe a little bit underwhelming as Tosai image, but as Nisai and onwards, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a sight to behold, fish like this. So currently sat at 90 quid with Paul. Yeah, I make that 90 quid with Paul. Just looking at Steve, unless I'm told otherwise. That looks like the one to me. Yeah, cool little fish. 90 quid. Yeah, what's not to like? Again, forgive me for racing through this. We've got a lot to get through. Yeah, let's get the timer started on this one. Yeah, high price point on this fish because in the event that it doesn't sell, it's going straight back into the growing ponds. The sort of pigment quality of this fish alone and the body characteristics is just, yeah, we've got a clear picture in our heads of this one. Can't even say it with a straight face. So yeah, price point is a bit higher, but these sort of pieces are quite valuable to us at the farm because moving forward, we're fully aware of what they can attain and achieve. Again, in terms of having that vision to keep the faith with fish like this. We've had quite a lot of experience growing small Sankey over the years, and although I say it quite a bit, it's having that knowledge of an understanding of how young, heavily patterned Sankey start to develop. And I think probably a lot of people will be a little bit, I don't know, maybe not underwhelmed, but certainly a bit put off by the starting price point. But again, it's looking at the fish moving forward. I'm looking at this as an investment for sort of a 2-3-year-old fish. That's it. So if you snap it up for anywhere near this sort of price point, and it does half of what we're anticipating it to do, at that point it becomes an absolute bargain. So you're certainly not picking up Nisai Sankey from Sakai Fish Farm for anywhere near this sort of price point, albeit there are risks associated. You know, there's no guarantees with a fish like this, but equally also unsexed. So you know, they are that small, these fish, that even the great Hiroshima Sakai Fish Farm will not be able to accurately call these. So again, if it ends up being a female, yeah, win-win. So yeah, let's get the video playing. See, we've got a few people invested in this one, keeping the faith with our judgment, which is always much appreciated. There we go. Look at that skin quality. Again, the Tajima and the fins, nice white fins as well. Super white face. What you can see is along that lateral line, you've got this white frame, which as the body mass is going to increase, that's just going to make the placement of that benny plate all the more apparent. Super skin as well for a young fish, it must be said. Yeah, Jason Freeman there mentioning massive head. Again, proportion wise for small fish, this is exactly what we're looking for when we're looking for growing fish as well. You know, they need to have the physical characteristics to grow. You know, as simple as. So you've got to look for, even on small fish, you know, you see the prominence of that backbone on the fish as well, which, you know, even for a small fish, straight away when we were doing selections, we were looking at that going, oh, wow, it's got that bone structure and that head shape, plus the skin and the pigment quality. It's just, yeah, again, a lot of people won't get it, but it's the type of fish that time and time again we've seen. And once you sort of add mass to it, the picture, I don't know how to word it any differently. The picture becomes a bit clearer. So yeah, we're moving into the last minute now. So let me get my fancy timer going. Last 50 seconds. So a few of you are feeling the love for this one. I can see why. Currently sat at 250 with J Mac Koi. Looking like you got some nice fish there, J Mac, from your profile picture over on YouTube. So looks like J Mac's on his own with this one. 250. Terry, how are we doing, Terry? Fancying this one with 280. We've got 20 seconds left, so if we've got any advances, please let us know now. Currently sat at 280 with Terry Harbert. Last 10 seconds. Looks like Terry's going to take this one, going into the red zone. Marcus, 290. 290. Steve, looking at you there. Looks like Marcus has got that one. Fair play. Again, for those who were there at the weekend, hopefully it'll give you even more confidence moving forward. These are literally the types of fish that we select to grow on at the farm. We're just in a unique position this year that we've got an awful lot of them, and we can't offer up the whole farm to just Sankey. So yeah, here we go. Next fish up. Let's get that timer going. 100 quid starting bid. Probably not the most pleasing of pictures there. It was a bit, looks like it was, you know, sort of moving in a bit of an odd way when it was the picture was taken. Looks a little bit flat on one side, probably not doing the body line very good. I'm sure the video will be a little bit better. Obviously you can see lots of Benny sat on this fish, and again that characteristic Kahaku-esque sort of pattern. Nice bit of sashi on the two Dans just after the first and the third. Sumi sat at the back of the fish at the moment. I think this could be a little bit wild, this one. Skin quality is outstanding for a young fish. Again, you got that snowy white Shiroji, which is always a must. Again, goes under the radar a lot of the time. It sounds crazy, but if you've got a 3-coloured fish, yeah, all 3 colours got to be cock on. So I fully expect the Sumi to start amassing throughout the fish. Again, one thing that gives me a little bit of confidence with this is the intensity of the Sumi at the back of the fish, and also the depth of pigment in the eyes. And the balls of the fish are on the pectoral fins are quite dark. So that gives me confidence that there's quite a lot of melanin stores within the fish. So moving forward, yeah, I don't have much confidence. I don't lack any confidence with Sumi being developed. Let's have a look, see if we can get the video. There we go. You see that skin quality really being shown off there. really nice refinement to that Benny quality as well. It's just super hard to, to get good video on these small fish, as Joe was finding out here. So it doesn't look like we've got an entry bid just yet. Got a question just popped up there. So obviously Sakai does a couple of spawnings a year. These weren't certificated fish, so I'm guessing it's going to be a late spawning from the farm given the size of the fish. But yeah, that is certainly not definitive, but from my experience, that would be my assessment on that one. A couple of people come in now with 2 minutes left. So we're currently sat at Steve, 1970 with 100 quid. Again, probably a fish that requires a little bit of faith, but I think the skin and Benny attributes just warrant that punt. You know, that sort of skin quality in a young fish is, yeah, a good sign of things moving forward. Structurally, the fish is absolutely fine as well. Nice body line, nice wide mouth, super shiroji. So yeah, type of fish that if you saw my selection at the weekend for best tatigoi in the judging process, I like to take a bit of a risk with fish and go for something a little bit of an underdog. So we've got a minute left now. Let's get the timer on screen. Currently sat with Robert at 125. So any advances on 125? Nice size point as well on these. Doug, yeah, basically, yeah, I sort of went into a bit of detail there, buddy, but yeah, it's not guaranteed, but there's indications that more sumi will come through. The depth of the sumi at the back of the fish, the darkness in the eyes, and the depth of pigment in the balls of the pectoral fins. So yeah, again, at this sort of price point, well worth a punt. So we're currently sat at 140 now with Stephen. A good chat with Steve at the weekend. A few seconds left now. Looks like Steve's going to take it. Yeah, I make that Steve's. 140. Yeah, tidy little fish. One to watch, I think. Hopefully, a lot of people were saying at the weekend that they're happy to sort of give us updates on the auction fish. I've had a couple of emails already from people that have been super happy. Yeah, so if you have got anything to drop us a message or anything like that of updates, then yeah, please do. So on to LA019H. Yeah, again, quite a cluttered fish as Tosai, but as we've explored quite a few times already, that's not always the case as the fish start to grow. You can see the sumi is going to be quite a strong feature in this fish. Moving forward, sat underneath the skin in that white area in the middle of the fish. See if we could get this video playing. Again, sort of a £50 opening bid. Ashley Robertson in 50 quid straight away. Apologies, just trying to find the video. There we go. Again, these young fish, to show this sort of pigment intensity at a young age is quite fascinating, actually, because a lot of the time when we're looking at young fish, that skin just hasn't thickened. That pigment, particularly the red, the Benny pigment, it's not thickened, it's not deep enough, but we've got good consistency, good tone on this fish. I always look at the transition from the head to the body. That's always an important characteristic. Sometimes you can be forgiven on young fish because you tend to have a darker pigment on the head. When it transitions to the body is a little bit lighter, just where the fish are gaining a little bit of mass. But even as a young fish here, you've got like quite a consistent tone of Benny throughout the fish. So it looks like Ashley's on his own at the moment with this one. See if we can get that video playing again. Again, sort of a comment there by Dave. These are, yeah, the types of fish that it's not so much what you buy now. It's the future for these types of fish, and at this sort of price point, yeah, it's pretty wild if this sort of goes for anywhere near sort of 50 quid. So we've got a couple of minutes left on this one. If anyone's waiting in the wings, we're looking for £5 increments on these. Sorry, just reading a few comments, messages that are coming in, guys. So let's get the timer going. 1 minute left. We're currently sat with Doug at 55. So we're looking for 60 to keep this one going. 45 seconds left. Ashley back in with 60 quid. Back to Doug or Marcus or anyone else if they're still in the zone. 65. Sakai Fish Farm, Sankey. 60 odd quid. Never thought I'd see the day. Lee Coy. 20 seconds left. Excuse me, voice is going. 65 quid. Marcus in with 75. 5 odd seconds left. Make that Marcus's. Fair play, buddy. Happy days. Another one to the growing collection, buddy. Up next, 19i. Let's get the timer going. A few people joining us later on. Always welcome. Thanks for taking the time for checking in. So yeah, what we've got up here is sort of Ippon Inazuma-esque Benny style that we've got in this Sankey. Again, it's going to be far more suited to a bigger fish. Sumi style, again, you just see it sat beneath the skin. It just needs refinement and to sort of come up through the skin as it ages. Structurally, yeah, decent size head, nice size mouth. More importantly, if you're looking to grow them, look at the size of it, 20 cm, so it's already an inch bigger than most of its siblings. That's another thing that we look for. You know, nature, generally speaking, will indicate the fish that are going to grow biggest the quickest. So that's perhaps where this fish is lacking in Sumi at the moment. It's got attributes that, yeah, make it worthwhile of investing some time, money, and heat. So yeah, that's always something to look for as well. Even when you're at your dealerships around the UK, that's one thing that I always look out for. Is if growing fish is your thing. You know, generally speaking, the Tosai mixes are all the same age, so you can't look past the physical attributes of the fish, but look at the size as well. You know, if some fish are clearly bigger, that's a good starting point if you're looking to grow the fish. So let's get the video playing on this one. Oh, apologies. Man alive, we've got a lot of listings tonight. There we go. Again, you see that sort of white indentation in the pattern as well. That's going to become so more evident as the fish grows. Certainly far, far from being the finished package, what you see in front of you. And I do anticipate quite a radical change in the next 12 months with a fish like this. I think because it's slightly less obvious, we've gone with a bit of a lower starting point. But for those of you that sort of see what we've achieved with the Takano Sankey, yeah, it's probably one to keep an eye out for, this one, moving forward. So we're coming up to the 1 minute mark. Quite a few people invested in this one. 20 cm Sakai Sankey. Again, sort of a good 3-4 cm bigger than its siblings of the same offspring. So yeah, that should tell you something in terms of growth potential. Good body structure, good body line. All we're really waiting for is this Sumi. And as we've seen time and time again with Sakai Sankey, that's a pretty reliable. I certainly wouldn't be putting my house on it, but yeah, I wouldn't have any issues in saying that it's going to come. In fact, I think you're probably going to see right behind the head it forming, right in front of the dorsal, and then that just adds to the balance and the harmony of this one. So yeah, 13 seconds left. Colin's out on his own at the moment with this one, 120 quid. Coming into the red zone now. Sat with Colin at 120 quid at the moment. Yeah, I make that, Colin. Fair play, mate. A few people after the buzzer there, so to speak. We have to call what's on the screen. So yeah, Colin, cracking little fish. Fair play. A bit too much. Bitten off more like a chew this week with the amount of fish that we've got on it. So timer started on this one. Yeah, skin quality is the immediate thing that strikes me with this fish. Just that sort of luminous, sort of Shiroji, Sumi, Benny. It's all there. Again, quite a cluttered fish. And for some people, that is going to be a bit off-putting. But again, just trying to envisage this fish as it starts to age, starts to get bigger. Hopefully that white ground starts to become more prominent. And it just develops a little bit more harmony, a little bit more balance with this fish. Let's see if we could get the video rolling. What are we on? 19J. There we go. See that Sumi quality already at such a young age as well. Almost like a characteristic to appreciate in itself. As sometimes, you know, it's probably easy for me to say it because I'm fortunate enough to view and select a lot of fish, but sometimes just individual components of the fish are just nice to look at. Certainly from a sporting perspective, you know, if you're looking for sort of parent fish to grow on, having that sort of pigment quality in the fish, especially at a young age, it's yeah, a nice asset to have. So not too many people feeling the love for this one. Sat at 50 quid for an opening bid. If not, it's no problem. This would be returning to the grow on ponds at Koi Wholesale. Stick a bit of weight on, maybe yeah, enter it into the auction a little bit later on the season. That might be quite a nice feature to make as well. Oh, Andrew Baird. How are we doing, Andrew? Welcome to the proceedings with a bid of £50 to get us up and going with this one. We've got about 1 minute and 45 seconds. So if anyone wants to keep this one alive, we're looking for a bid of 55 or more. Forgive me, just trying to find the video again. just powerful pigment qualities for such a small fish. Yeah, something that I like to see. You've got to keep in mind that when you start growing these fish, that pigment's going to get stretched and it's going to get pulled apart. So the fish that display that good pigment quality at a young age are the ones that are going to be able to withstand the growth, the fast, rapid growth rates better. So we've got the timer on screen now. Looks like Andrew's going to be walking away with a little weapon here for 50 quid, unless anyone wants to challenge him. 45 seconds left. I shan't play the video when the timer's on, because apparently when the video plays, the timer disappears. So yeah, the last minute will just be me sort of rambling on with a photo in front of me. A few people joining the party now. Currently sat with Joe Hunt at £60. Into the last 20 seconds. A few people lumping on now. Still sat with Joe. Marcus 65. Paul 70. Last 10 seconds. This could be an interesting ending. We're into the red zone. Currently sat with Paul at 70. I make that Paul's £70. Yeah, fair play. That's a bit of a steal, that is, I think. Fair play. Right, where are we at? Yeah. Yeah, bit cliche, because you probably think I say it about all fish, but like this one, I do like to see quite a bit of shiroji on young fish. And the properties of the Benny quality as well are clearly on display. Nice bit of intricacy in the pattern, good body line. Again, skin quality is just really evident even at a young age. Crazy. Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to message Steve. Looks like we've got a bit of a technical issue. Okay, Facebook has lost connection. Okay, fair enough. Apologies for that. A few bits going on in the background, guys. Hopefully it's hopefully people will be able to rejoin us. In a nutshell, if you're still with us on YouTube, StreamYard has decided to do an update whilst we're doing this live broadcast. So yeah, it's just running on YouTube by the looks of it at the moment. So just bear with us. Right, okay, sorry about this, guys. Always away when always away when we're doing things live, isn't it? So yeah, where are we at? I don't even know now. 100 quid. Who's got 100 quid for me? Let's get the video playing. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm not that great at multitasking when I'm doing live stuff. Again, just that skin quality is so evident at a young age. Love to see it. Nice kata mark just behind that head as well on the shoulder. And again, towards the back of the fish, a bit cluttered. But again, as that body starts to accrue a bit of mass, it's going to be a bit of a game changer. You're going to see more of that white pattern, that sashi on the left side of the fish as you're looking at it by the pectoral fin. Just small refinements like that are going to make a big amount of detail change with a fish like this. Steve 1970 in with 100 quid on this one. I think we're probably a little bit behind schedule with this one, so get the video playing one more time. Yeah, cracking little fish. Again, the front half of the fish is incredibly easy to read. Back end of the fish needs a bit of experience to read that bit, but yeah, rest assured, as that body mass improves, you're going to get more white shiroji becoming more apparent, and that's going to change things, change the image of the fish. So I don't know whether, I mean, I'm seeing a comment there that Facebook back. I don't know if that is the case. Sort of just looking at Steve at the moment. No, still down, unfortunately, which is a shame. So we're currently sat at £100 with Steve. I'm going to get the timer going. Sorry, I've got lots of stuff going on behind the scenes here. So yeah. Always helpful when we're doing stuff like this live. So Steve 1970, currently sat at 100 quid. I think you might be on your own here, buddy. Most of our audience most of our audience comes from Facebook, buddy. So yeah, hopefully for you, yeah, you're onto a winner here, mate, because I think that's an absolute cracker of a fish for 100 quid. So we're getting near the red zone. 100 quid was Steve. Sold. 100 quid. Well done, Steve. Right. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, fair play, Steve. Right, where are we at? Where are we at? What comes after K? L. Yeah, probably a little bit more of a textbook fish, this one. Yeah, easy to read kind of fish. You see the sumi's all sat in place, the benny's all formed. Yeah, it's just a case of sort of add food and watch it go. Good body shape for a fish of this size. Good structural characteristics. So we're starting this one at a little bit of a higher starting point. Again, you could probably tell why with the qualities. So we're looking for 100 quid to get this one started. Wow, that's quite impressive. So we'll probably play this one by ear, guys. As you can imagine, we need to protect ourselves a little bit if we've lost over half of our audience, but we'll see how we get going. So yeah, we'll carry on going for now. So we're currently sat at £100 with this piece. Let's see if we can get the video going. There we go. Yeah, superb skin quality. Again, look at that benny quality. Something that perhaps maybe understated a little bit, and sort of people make the assumption that they should have this sort of benny quality at a young age. But yeah, rest assured, seeing benny quality like that at a small size is quite exciting, because the colour that suffers the most when you grow fish quickly is always the benny. Always. The roji, often, when you've got fish on heat and they're growing, you might lose that sort of sharp white colour. That's to be expected, and quickly reforms when you start to condition the fish. But the Benny is the one that is the almost irreparable if you push it too far. So I like to see this deep pigment, particularly from the Sakai line as well. It's quite a trait of the farm, even with their younger fish. Sumi is sort of a lot less risky, but the Benny is always one to watch when you're pushing fish quickly, growing and fast. So looks like a few people have moved onto the YouTube platform, which is much appreciated. Get that video playing again, and then we're going to move into the final minute. Again, once you get that Sumi popping up on that white ground, on the middle of the fish and the peduncle of the fish, you're just going to increase that pattern harmony with the fish. If you can sort of envisage that moving forward, it'll give you quite a clear picture as to what this fish can achieve. So we're moving into the last minute. We've got a few people invested in this one. You can see why. See if we could get that timer going. There we go. 50 seconds left on this one. Currently with Michael Thompson at 135. Just forgive me for a moment. We've just got a few messages coming in on the side as well. Always fun and games when you're trying to do something live. Marcus feeling the love for this one as well. 30 seconds left. So we've got a bid of 140 currently in the lead. So we're looking for 145. Michael Thompson, 145 or more to keep this one alive. 15 seconds left. Michael currently in the lead with this one. Looking for 150 or more. Last few seconds. Sold to Michael Thompson. Again, have to call what's on the screen, guys. I know a few comments come in after, but yeah, I've got to call what's on the screen. So yeah, fair play, Michael. If you can follow the details along the bottom of the screen, that'd be much appreciated. So we're getting through them now, guys. There we go. So LA019M, bit more of a smaller fish, but nonetheless quite attractive. I think this is going to be quite a heavily patterned fish moving forward. Yeah, maybe a fish that, forgive me, sorry, a few messages coming in. Maybe a fish that's a little bit obvious. You can see where that Sumi is going to pop up. Completely the wrong fish. Sorry about that. Can you tell I've not had much sleep this week? So Sumi sat underneath the skin. Nice tajima in the fins as well. So there's no real queries as to whether the Sumi quality is there within the fish. It's sat underneath that skin in the middle of the fish. Nice Benny characteristics as well. That last little down at the back of the fish is quite pivotal, although it seems quite small at the moment. As the fish gets bigger, that's going to be quite an intricate part of the pattern for this fish. So we're currently sat with Trevor Greaves at £55. Let's get that video going again. See if I can get the right one this time. Yeah, that's the one. Again, with these fish, it's really a case of sort of keeping half an eye on the future, really. It's not so much what you're purchasing now. It's what the fish are going to develop into as they grow. And for the sort of price points that have been thrown around this evening, I think they're going to be quite solid investments moving forward. So yeah, currently with Ash Robertson for 60 quid. We're coming up to a minute and a half left, so I'll get the timer up on screen in a minute. Lots of messages coming in left, right and centre, so just bear with me. Looks like there is a technical issue connecting to the Facebook page, which is, yeah, regrettable, but is what it is. So hopefully people have switched over to the YouTube channel. So we're moving into the last minute now. Ash Robertson at 60 quid, currently leading the way. We had a few people, Trevor and Yorkshire Koi Society involved as well. Mickey OC1 coming in there with £65. So we're looking for 70 or more to keep this one going. Only got 30 seconds left, guys. Any advances on 65? Paul back in again with 70 quid. A couple of fish already tonight. Looks like he might be bagging himself another. Getting close to the red zone. Currently with Paul at £70. Sold. To Paul, another one to add to the collection. So Paul must be a bit of a Sankey lover, much like myself. So where are we at? Yeah, this fish, to be honest with you, is one of those ones. It's the only reason why it's in here really is because of that Benny towards the back of the fish. There's a question mark over it, but as we've seen with a lot of these small fish, this sort of some people call it, secondary here. It's not. It's just Benny that's failed to form properly and is receding. To what degree it recedes remains to be seen, hence why it's up for auction this evening. So if it carries on the way it's going, you're going to be left with a little bit of a rocket. If it doesn't, you're still going to be left with quite a nice fish, but it's going to have a little bit of faded Benny towards the back of the fish. So yeah, he who dares wins, as Del Boy would say. So yeah, in terms of having a punt, yeah, I think it's well worth it. So yeah, currently sat looking for a £50 bid to get this one going. Let me see if I can get the video running. And there we go. Nice sort of floral Benny pattern. Again, Sumi's going to be a bit of a game changer on this one. Not behaving in the bowl there at all as well. It's really difficult to keep up with these little fish. So looks like the numbers have dropped off quite a bit, which is unfortunate with the Facebook dropping off, but we'll persevere for a few more lots. Currently sat at 50 quid. Any takers for 50 quid? So we're moving into the last minute or so. If not, this one's going to go unsold. No major dramas there. Might be quite an interesting one for me to keep an eye on, to be fair. Oh, Mickey, in with a little £50 bid, just after. So yeah, we're looking for 55 to keep this one going. Anyone with 55, or it's going home with Mickey, this one, for an absolute snip, 50 quid. 20 seconds left. Justin in with 55. Moving into the last 10 seconds. Steve in at the last minute, 60 quid. Sold to Steve for £60. Fair play. Again, I think that is worth a punt in anyone's books. Fair play. I'm going to try this one and see how we get on. Again, this is quite a valuable piece to us at the farm. Type of fish that, if it doesn't sell, it will be being returned immediately to the grow-on facilities. So we're looking for an opening bid of 200 quid on this one. Let's get the video playing. Again, these types of pieces, if we're looking to grow these types of fish, trying to purchase Nisai from Sakai or any of the big farms is not easy for a start. Price jumps an awful lot. So our objective is to try and view quality, isolate it, grow it, and then obviously offer them out to the market for a reasonable price. So again, super skin quality. Just look at that again. Tajima, very pronounced at a young age. Sumi quality is going to be fantastic on this fish. Something that I like to see. This sort of floating Tajima and the fin, as if it's formed out of nowhere. Nice step pattern. Yeah, moving forward, I think it's probably a fish that was going to benefit from some size. And yeah, again, quite easy to read where the sumi is going to form as well. So it's what I would call big fish pattern. A little bit cliche to say that, but yeah, some fish are just more suited to it. So we've got Michael seeing a bit of feeling the love for this one here. 200 quid. Again, we've got quite a lot going on in the background here, so just bear with me. I've got messages coming in left, right, and centre. I do appreciate people keeping us updated. Just sometimes hard to digest it all when we are trying to do this live. Is that a cow on its head? If it makes it dearer, then yes, it's a cow. I see more of a sort of a dog from Monopoly, but yeah. So we're currently sat at 200 quid by Michael Thompson. We've got a minute, just shy of 2 minutes left to go on this one. Let's see if I can find the video again. There we go. Yeah, just some really nice characteristics there. Type of fish, again, like I say, would be well suited to the grow-on ponds at the farm. So hopefully, Michael, if you secure this one, it's going into an environment that you can do it justice on, and love to keep us up to date with it as it develops. There we go. We've got 2 votes for the dog from Monopoly. So we're moving into the last minute. Michael, looks like you're on your own here. Thanks for keeping the faith with this one. I think, again, it's not what you're purchasing today. It's, 18 months, 2 years' time. So, I know a lot of the guys that purchase fish on here, they move them on to the show scene. So, yeah, that's an exciting prospect as well. Hopefully see some fish from the auctions, going on to the show scene. That would be amazing. Currently at 200 quid. So, Colin in there, 220. Michael Thompson back with 230. Some nice comments coming through on this fish. Moving towards the last 10 seconds. Currently sat at 230 with Michael. Moving into the red zone. 230. Looks like Michael's going to take it. Sold to Michael for 230. Fair play. Super little fish in the making there. Yeah, really like that one. Okay, so we are getting through them now. Start the timer again. There we go. 50 quid starting bid. Again, fish that's probably not behaving itself when the picture was being taken. As they do sometimes, these fish. If only they knew that if they just posed, they'd be back in the pond in no time. So, nice comment there. So let's get the video playing on this one, because I think it's going to do a bit more justice than the picture. Where are we? PPP. There we go. £50 starting point with this one. Have a look at the comments. Anyone with 50 quid? Again, apologies about the whole Facebook scenario. We are working on things behind the scenes. It's probably not going to happen within the immediate future, but we have quite a few exciting announcements to make this process a lot smoother and a lot easier for everyone, a lot less pain free moving forward. So a couple of bids just come in there. Mark Andrews currently sat at 60 quid. Any advances on 60 quid, we'll sort of move into the 1 minute marker. Let's get that up on screen now. Again, even the smaller fish from this batch, this Sakai sort of genetic pool, it's literally give them space, food. They absolutely fly. I mean, we've been speaking to a lot of dealers that have had batches of these fish, and they're not even attempting to grow them, but just being in relatively warm water and being fed just conditioning food, they just create body mass with ease. They really do fly. I think that's one of the reasons why Sakai fish are so renowned world over. So currently sat at 75 with Mickey OC1. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Moving into the red zone. Looks like Mickey's going to take this one. Sold for 75. Fair play. Fair play. Right, where are we at? Q. Again. Picture probably not doing this one justice. The fish is in a bit of an awkward position there, which is, yeah, sometimes the way doesn't do any justice to the body line when the fish are sort of in that awkward position. Probably why we've got it at a £50 starting point. Where are we? Q. Let's see if the video is a bit more. Yeah, needs a bit of body mass, this fish. Got the length in the head, that's not an issue. Got that nice wide mouth. Just needs, yeah, food and warm water. So we've got a bid there from Yorkshire Koi Society, £50 on that one. Any advances on 50? Again, you can see this is the thing with this sort of Sakai lineage, particularly, is they're easy to read. You can see the Sumi sat underneath, and we know, particularly at the farm, from watching these develop, you know, over many years, that the Sumi is extremely reliable. Something that you don't really have to be too concerned about, which, yeah, makes them quite a sound investment in terms of predictability. So we're currently sat at 60 quid. with Dave Gardner. See if we could get that video playing one more time. Where we're at, where we're at. Losing my place. There we go. You just see a heavier style Sankey in the making for sure, but you're still going to get that framed Shiroji coming up along the lateral lines, becoming a bit more evident on that Benny pattern. And then again, that Sumi is just going to form. That's almost, almost put your house on it sort of material that is. So, yeah, tiny little fish. We're moving towards the last minute now. Currently sat with Dave Gardner at £60. If you've got any advances, then please let us know. Someone was saying to me at the weekend that, you know, a lot of the farms in Japan, they all seem to be chasing the Sakai and Danichi genetics. And yeah, that is pretty much the case. There's not too many Go Sankey farms that don't have sort of either Sakai, Momotaro, or Danichi blood in and around their lineages. Yeah, and there's a reason for that. So yeah, the genetic potential of these farms is absolutely vast. So looks like Dave's going to take this one. 60 quid, bit of a snip, moving into the red zone. Sold. I make that Dave, Steve. I don't know whether that come in right on the, yeah, in agreement with me. No problem. Just missed that one there, Alan. It was close, but yeah, just after the timer there. We've got 2 just in case. I've lost my mind for a second there. So you can always count on Steve to be reliable and informative. Me, not so much. So another Sankey. Again, let's get the timer going. I feel like I want to say it, but you can see what's going to happen with this fish. You see that Sumi sat right underneath the skin. Wide body, wide mouth as well. That big Benny plate as well. But not just a pigment detail, but look at the detail of that kiwa on the back side of the pattern, just to the right of the dorsal fin. A real finesse in that finish. Again, Sumi's going to pop up throughout this fish. I don't have any hesitation in saying that whatsoever. You see towards the back of the fish, right just on the tail tube, that deep bit of Sumi just sat there. So again, a type of fish that we're looking at attributes here, and yeah, it's quite encouraging for growing and developing this piece. I was going to say it'll go back to the farm, but yeah, a few people involved already with this one. Let's get the video playing. Yeah, just admiring this one. Sometimes forget that I'm live, which is yeah, always a bit of a concern. Nice head shape, way the pattern sits between the eyes. Nice width across the shoulders as well for a small fish. Yeah. Again, quite a promising little piece, and I think the type of fish that I'll be looking to invest some space and time moving forward if it wasn't to sell. So yeah, one of the things that you'll often find with the Sakai fish is this sort of pigment quality, this sort of luminous skin that you get with the fish is quite consistent across the board, even when we're sort of selecting through literally, yeah, probably thousands of Sankey. One thing that is quite evident is this sort of skin luster that the farm produce, and if you know, keep it in the correct environment, carry it forward is always a good sign. Moving forward just keeps that youthful appearance on the fish. So we're moving into the last minute and a half. Currently sat with Colin at £120. We're looking for £5 increments on this. Any advances, please let us know. We're about to move into the final minute. Let's get the timer on the screen. Again, at the weekend, there are quite a few people coming up to me and sort of requesting bits and pieces. We're certainly, by all means, don't hesitate to give us some private feedback if you're looking for anything or you think that something might improve the experience. Then please let us know. This is a constantly evolving sort of project, offering out the auctions and the events. So yeah, if you've got any good feedback for us, it's always much appreciated. Looks like Colin's on his own with this one at the moment, unless someone's going to come in at the last minute. 15 seconds left. Oh, my timer just skipped there. Sat with Colin at 120. Well done, Colin. Fair play, buddy. Heading towards Bedfordshire, my home county. All right, we're rifling through them now, guys. Now, for anyone that was at the Tucano event, which if you weren't, it's probably not very helpful, but this is literally the spit of one of the fish that was at the show. And when I say the spit of it, it was literally, yeah, it looked near identical to this. Sumi, really easy to read on this one. Nice, simple belly pattern. Nice head proportions. Yeah, what's not to like, really? It's just one of those fish. It's easy to read, easy to predict kind of example. So we're looking to get this one going with 100 quid. If anyone is involved. Let me just grab the video. I think this video from memory displays the skin attributes quite well. Yeah, there we go. That distance and placement of the sumi as well is going to be mega, mega important as the fish gains that body mass. Nice white head as well for a young fish. Sometimes they're a bit guilty of having this sort of fleshy, underexposed kind of colour on the head. A couple of people invested in this one already. Twisted Koi, yeah, it's lovely to meet you again after all those years. It seems like it's been a long time since I was at the shop. So yeah, it's nice to see some old faces, and yeah, always good to catch up with people that love the hobby. So yeah, appreciated all the support from everyone at the weekend. And if you weren't able to make it or you're not sure what I'm on about, be sure to check out the video that will be coming out in the not too distant future. Yeah, I think if you're a bit of a koi freak, yeah, you're going to enjoy it. So yeah, it was a pleasure meeting everyone, and yeah, I think a fantastic event that we managed to pull together. So yeah, quite proud of everyone and the whole team at the weekend. It was, as you can imagine, there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes. Always feel guilty because you can't, you know, when you're sort of juggling and you're trying to keep all the plates going and these events, it's hard to get round to everyone. You know, you feel like a bit like a wedding. You know, you hardly, everyone's there, but you don't get a chance to speak to everyone. So yeah, if I wasn't able to get round to you, yeah, please accept my apologies. So yeah, oh yeah, thank you. So let's get the video going. Starting to ramble again there. Pattern wise, it's just going to be a seriously balanced fish. Once that sumi comes to the fore, sumi quality is already very good. Benny quality good. Body structure, yeah, quite tidy. That head length, width of the mouth. Yeah, tiny little fish. I'm glad someone noticed, because in one of our WhatsApp groups, with the team have been accused of being part timers, which I was absolutely shocked about. I don't know about you, Steve. Unbelievable. So we're currently sat at 115 with Ash Robertson. We're coming into the final minute now, guys. So if anyone is still involved, then yeah, just keep an eye on that timer. Again, if it's a shame I don't have it to hand, I will try and dig it out. The image of this fish that literally looks a spit of it. Fast forward it 20 centimeters, it looks insane. So yeah, it's you can probably tell what I'm going to say. I've got a clear picture for this one, but I do. I've literally seen its doppelganger. It's the exact same fish, near as damn it, only from a different breeder. There we go, Steve. So we're into the last 10 seconds. We're currently sat at 120 pounds with Alan, 125 with Dave Gardner. Looks like Dave's going to pip it. Dave, 125. Just double check with Steve that I didn't miss anything there. 125, yeah, getting the thumbs up. Fair play, Dave. Another one to add to the collection. Okay. T. Now this fish is probably one that a lot of people are going to sort of pull a weird, sort of confused dog's face at. But rest assured, again, this type of fish is quite valuable to us at the farm. Benny quality, body structure, skin quality. Three very high quality characteristics that we're looking for. Again, 20 cm. So compared to its brothers and sisters, it's already quite advanced in terms of size in comparison to its younger, to the same age siblings. Sumi quality, we've not got much fear. We can see it sat underneath the skin, but we're looking at skin, Benny, and body structure. I mean, just look at the strength of that body line, even at a small fish. It's got that body mass throughout. I think hopefully the video will do it quite a bit of justice as well. So this is just for us, prime growing fish. It really is. Hence that slightly higher price point, because pieces like this, if we move it in the right direction and start taking it through the gears, we're looking at sort of, 40, 45 cm fish come the end of the season, and a significantly higher price point, as Terry is hopefully agreeing with me there. So again, just look at that Benny quality. Such a stripped back fish. It is the type of fish that not a lot of people are going to get, but when you see the fish fast forward with sort of another 30 cm on it, it becomes a lot more clearer and evident. But to have that sort of Benny quality and skin on a young fish with that sort of body structure, it's not a fish that we can afford to just pass through the farm. That's the reality of it. With pieces like this, again, for a lot of people, even people that are quite keen hobbyists, it might be a fish that goes under the radar a little bit. But rest assured, moving forward, in the right environment, it's going to be a piece to keep an eye on. So we're currently with Carl Wright at 220. See if we can get that video playing again. See that Benny structure on the fish. Superb. Again, I think although the Sumi is evident, it's going to be quite delicate as well. So it's going to be quite a stripped back Sankey. It sometimes makes a break from the more imposing sort of Sumi dominant style Sankey, which tend to be doing the rounds, becoming quite popular. A lot of people sort of questioning that sort of heavy style Sumi Sankey compared to the more delicately placed old school sort of Jinbei line, Sadazzo line, Matsunosuke style Sankey from back in the day. So we're moving into last minute territory. Currently sat with Carl Wright at 220. Looks like it was just yourself and Terry involved with this one. So yeah, if you're still with us, Terry, and you're still involved, then yeah, please let us know, buddy. If not, looks like Carl's going to be heading home with, yeah, I guess you could sort of call this Koi Wholesale Tatigoi, if you will. Marcus, feeling the love for this one. Kept me on my toes at the weekend at the auction. It's quite a difficult job, sort of looking out across that sort of everyone sat down. It seemed like everyone was putting their hand up at times. So yeah. Last 15 seconds, currently with Marcus, 230 quid. Moving into the red zone, last few seconds. Looks like Marcus is going to take this one. Terry, wow. Wow. Terry, 255. Wow. That just nicked that there as well. We had a bid of 250 come in right before you. So yeah, fair play there, Terry. Just take a note of that one. Wow. Yeah, awesome. One that I would like to keep an eye on, that fish. Yeah, again, Tancho Sankey, Sumi quality, skin quality. Let's get that timer going. So we're currently on you at the moment. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left after this, guys. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, no, that's yeah, the timer made that quite exciting there. Okay, so we've got a couple of people invested in this one. Mark Andrews pulling away there 140. Again, dead easy fish to read, isn't it? It's that deep Benny on the head, Sakai genetics, that Sumi pattern, already up quite a lot towards the back of the fish. Yeah, kind of one of those ones. If you're into Tancho Sankey, what's not to like about it, really? Good body proportions as well. Let's get the video playing. A little bit underexposed on the video, but you still kind of get the idea. There we go, moving into the light a little bit more there. Few people eyeing up this one. Currently sat at 150 quid with L-Mod 2002. We've got 2.5 minutes left on this one, guys. So we're looking for, yeah, bidding increments of £5. So if anyone wants to keep this one alive, we're looking for 150 quid, guys. David Bramwell, how we doing, David? In with 160. What we got there? Don't normally comment, but if Danichi and Momotaro are classed as different level, then Kentaro is on another planet. 12 cm toe side to 55 to 60 cm. Looks like easily achievable. World's best. Yeah, probably hard to disagree with that. Biggest fish farm on the planet, biggest koi farm on the planet, producing the biggest fish on the planet. So, yeah, I still hold Danichi in high regard. I guess that's a matter of opinion as to who is the best, so to speak. I mean, both of them pretty much exclusively sponsor most of the awards at all the big koi shows in Japan. Mutually very respectful of both farms. So yeah, one for maybe a debate one evening. So we're into the last minute territory. Put the timer on the screen. Currently sat at £160. Any advances on 160? Looking for 165. Small Sancho Sankey from Sakai. Not something that you're going to fall upon too much in the UK, around dealerships around the UK. So yeah, nice project sort of fish at this sort of size, and nice quality as well. So 25 seconds left. Currently sat at £160. 15 seconds. Looks like David's going to win this one. Pulls in. We're going to have a lively finish to this one like the previous one. Alan, 170. Alan, 170, I make that. Get some lively finishes here, keeping everyone on their toes. Thank you for that, Alan. Yeah, lively little fish, that one. Okay, £50 starting bids. I actually quite like this fish. Yeah, I was going to stick it up at 100 if it was me for a starting price point. But yeah, nonetheless, we're starting it at 50. So if anyone wants to get us rolling with this one, see if I can get the video going. I've got the timer going on the side. We're all set to go. Pretty obvious sumi features on this fish. A big Qatar mark behind the head there. Josh straight in there with quite a ballsy bid there. Just let us know if that's correct, Josh, just in case you've made a mistake, mate. It's not a problem. Please let us know. Get that video playing. Certainly that sort of bigger sumi style, a bit more suited to bigger fish pattern. But look at the kiwa on the back edge of that first down of pattern. Yeah, really tidy. Plenty more sumi to come on this fish as well. Excellent skin quality, nice head shape as well. Just strength throughout this fish, really. So Marcus also invested in this one, 130 quid. So we're looking for bid increments of a fiver, 135. Again, if you're just joining us, I see the figures, viewing figures go up and down from time to time. Obviously, we are struggling with connections of Facebook this evening, so apologies if anyone's trying to log on through that portal. But yeah, it is what it is, I'm afraid, this evening. But yeah, it looks like numbers-wise, people have moved over to YouTube, so appreciate you sticking with us, guys. Again, sort of that sumi feature right behind the head is going to be pretty damn prominent on the bigger fish. Big kata mark right behind the head, and that sort of sumi that sat on the white skin towards the back of the fish. So yeah, certainly a different style of Sankey with this more heavy, imposing style sumi. But again, on a bigger fish, on a bigger frame, its complexion has changed completely. Let's get that video playing. Yeah, again, bending quality is very evident even at a young age. Real characteristic with this farm. So we're moving into the last minute. Currently sat at 1:30 with Marcus. Cheers, Jason, for watching. Appreciate that, buddy. So currently with Marcus at 1:30. Any advances on 1:30? Nice comments coming through. Always much appreciated, guys. Makes it all worthwhile. Always amazes me that people just enjoy sort of watching just to get their koi fix, which yeah, is quite cool. So moving into the last 10 seconds, Marcus on his own on this one at the moment, £130. Any advances on 1:30? Paul in at the last minute with 1:35. He's done it again, Paul. Timed that to perfection there, buddy. Well done. Commiserations for Marcus there, but yeah, Paul right in there at the death with 135 quid. This is another fish. Again, it's reminds me of a fish that I purchased at Taniguchi several years ago. It's almost, yeah, the spit of it. And again, kept it in Japan for quite some time. And yeah, the end result was pretty damn impressive. So a little bit smaller, this one, at 15 cm, hence the slightly lower starting price. But yeah, nonetheless, with the genetic influence from Sakai in the right environment with a little bit less competition, got no real hesitation to say that this one can also achieve a half decent size. Sumi quality very evident, Benny quality again very evident. Yeah, just a pretty little 15 cm Sankey. A couple of people agreeing with me there. So we're currently sat at 55. See if we could get that video rolling. If I can find the video, sorry guys. Why, there we go. Steve just pointed out to me that I've missed fish X as well. I will come back to that. Just a long weekend, guys. Bear with me. I think that video actually does the fish quite a lot more justice than the picture. To be honest with you, that sumi, that skin quality is a lot more evident when it sort of breaches the water. Again, that nice kata mark right behind the head, nice body line. Just envisaging this fish with that sort of bigger body mass. Quite a sound investment, Sankey wise, easy to read, which is yeah, always a little bit more risk adverse with these types of fish. So we're into the last minute with this one. Currently sat at 75 with Steve Gaston. Hope I pronounced that correctly, Steve. 75 quid, so we're looking for £80 to keep this alive. If not, looks like Steve's going to go home with, yeah, fish that I think is probably going under the radar a little bit, to be honest with you. Last 30 seconds on this one. Anyone still involved? Got Luke, Richard, and Elliot were invested in this one early doors. Last 10 seconds. Michael win with 80 quid. Michael takes it, 80 quid. Wow, this, yeah, without sounding too sad, this timer really really makes it exciting. A few bids coming in after the timer finished there, guys. So again, apologies. I've got to call what's on the screen in real time. So yeah, that Michael took that one with a bid of £80. So I missed out X. Let's see if I can just locate it. There we go. Starting bid of 100 quid with this one. Again, probably a more traditional style Sankey, in the sense that it's got that obvious pattern to read. Quite a lot of Shiroji form with that Sumi just sat on the white ground. Picture's probably a little bit underexposed, maybe not doing the skin quality much justice on this one. See if we can get the video rolling. We'll do it a little bit more justice. Looks like the lens is a little bit fogged up on this one. Doing it a bit more. There we go. There we go. Doing it a bit more justice there. Real nice skin quality on this fish again. And I think the fact that you've got that Sumi forming on that white ground on the left of the fish as you look at it is quite pivotal. Without that, it might, sort of that area might be a bit lacking in pattern. Nice body structure. Again, bit of a smaller fish, perhaps not keeping up with competition with some of the bigger fish in the pond. So probably not a bad idea to keep this one with similarly sized fish. Looking for a starting bid of £100 with this one. If anyone's interested, if not, again, it's probably an ideal candidate to go back into the growing ponds for later on in the season, if people aren't feeling the love for this one. So moving into the last minute or so on this one. No bids currently, so someone might get a little bit of a steal with a little cheeky bid towards the end. Hopefully everyone's appreciated the efforts that we go to sort of source fish like this. It's not easy getting fish of this size from this farm, believe you me. So yeah, we were quite happy to achieve this. So yeah, good shout out, Steve. From one Steve to another. Steve put that up himself. Michael, Colin, 100 quid. Last 10 seconds. Looks like 100 quid's going to take it unless someone nudges it up. Colin, second fish of the night. Fair play, buddy. I think you'll be happy with this one. Right, and assuming I understand how the alphabet works, which I obviously don't, we're on to the last fish of the evening. Z. From our point of view, probably, yeah, one of the pieces of the evening. Yeah, it's, again, if you've seen what we achieved at the Tucano event at the weekend, you'll sort of see why fish like this are quite exciting to us, and why we don't want to let them go very easily, because we know what can be achieved. Really nice body line with this. That intricate benny pattern that just sort of meanders through the fish, with that with that Sumi just sat delicately in and around. Andrew seeing the quality in this fish quite early doors. Tajima forming in the fins as well. Again, I often say it, where it just floats in the middle of the fin, particularly on a young fish. Shiroji, Benny quality, Sumi quality, very evident, even on a young fish here. So yeah, a super little piece. See if I could find the video. Again, I had a few people messaging me about this one. There we go. You know, if you're sort of sharing the image that I've got in my head on this fish, then yeah, it's an exciting little prospect. Andrew out on his own at the moment on this one. Again, it takes, you know, when you're breaking it down, it looks like a lot of money for a small fish. But if you've got the ability to raise the fish in a good way, then when you're looking at Nisai and Sansai examples, then okay, the risks are a bit higher with Tosai for sure, but equally you're not sort of risking as higher amount as you do with, say, Nisai and Sansai. So we're moving into the last minute on this one. Looks like Andrew's out on his own at the moment with a bid of £200. Super fish, nice body line, mass throughout. See that, Steve? Unbelievable. I can actually see Steve in the background, and I can assure you he's only got one leg on up in the air. So we've got 30 seconds left on this one. Looks like Andrew's on his own. Fair play, buddy. Sort of feeling the love for this fish as well. So yeah, hopefully you can do it some real justice, buddy. I've had a feeling this might happen. A few more people at the last minute. Tony Barker, 220. 5 seconds left. I think it's going to take something a bit bigger to win this. Tony Barker, right at the end there. 220 quid. Unbelievable scenes. Fair play, guys. I know it's been a slog tonight. You know, 25, 26 odd Sankey. It's quite intense, but hopefully people have enjoyed the evening. It's been a long week for everyone at the farm and at Koi Talk as well. And sort of trying to talk on your own about the same variety for over 2 hours is, yeah, a bit of a stretch. So hopefully I've not bored everyone and you've had a good evening. Big thanks to Steve in the background as always. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. We've got a few exciting bits lined up for next week. Anyone that's won, please make sure you get in touch with us. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next one. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye.